Hey everyone, Sarah here. I was working on my book proposal the other day and I had an aha moment in regards to body image and where that separation is coming from. My book is about body image and how can we accept ourselves versus trying to change ourselves, and how can we have body confidence. And so this is a journey that I'm going on myself along with the readers. And so while I was working on the book proposal, I had this aha moment. And I decided to share it with you guys now because on Monday, my coach Kelly said that it's highly likely that other of you are experiencing this as well, and that this might be an aha moment for you too. So I'm going to go ahead and share that with you guys now. So for me, I've been able to learn how to foster and grow self-confidence in other areas of my life when it comes to interpersonal relationships, my business, things like that. But where I'm still working and growing is when it comes to body image. I still struggle with the love and acceptance of my own body. And so I was trying to figure out, where is that disconnect for me? And why is it that I was able to foster self-confidence in other areas but have not managed to figure out how to foster it when it comes to body image yet? And so I was thinking about it and working with my therapist and trying to figure out what is going on. And I realized I have a disconnect between myself and my body. It's two separate entities for me. And when trying to figure out where that came from, my therapist asked me, well, have you ever experienced any trauma or sexual trauma or anything like that? And my answer was always no. I was never raped. I was never molested as a child. So I didn't have an eating disorder. So I didn't understand where was the disconnect coming from, because typically a disconnect occurs because of some kind of trauma or trauma induced or anxiety, things like that. And so being a therapist, I thought it has to be something along those lines, and that hadn't occurred to me. So why is this happening? And that's when my therapist pointed out that it doesn't have to be, there's so many different levels of trauma. And for me, my trauma was that throughout my childhood, I experienced a lot of sexual harassment. My earliest memory was fourth grade, when a boy was following me around our garden. Our fourth grade class, we had a garden outside that we learned how to grow vegetables and things like that as part of class. And the boy kept trying, he was snapping my bra. And I remember turning around and telling him, if you touch me again, I'm gonna punch you. And he did it again, and I ended up punching him. And the teacher looked at me and said, she told you not to touch her again. And so you're like, 10 in fourth grade? And so as early as 10 years old, I've had to deal with different levels of sexual objectification, sexual harassment, and definitely times when I did not feel safe, or I did not feel like that my body was mine or that it belonged to me. I felt like I had to protect and defend myself from, whether it was grown men or whether it was boys or whatnot, from their advances. And I didn't put that together in my mind because it had never led to actual molestation or a rape. And so I thought, it's not serious enough. Thankfully, to my good therapist, I realized that trauma is trauma, and what's traumatic to one person may not be traumatic to another, but it doesn't take away that it meant something to that person. And so that's when he helped me realize that that is why I have this dissociation or this disconnect between myself as a person and my body, and which is why I haven't been able to transfer my confidence that I have and the belief that I have that every person is enough, that I haven't been able to transfer that to myself when it comes to my body. And so, an aha moment. Now I understand. And aha moments are great and wonderful. And then it's, okay, well, what do you do with it? Now that you know it's here, now that you know why it's here, what do you want to do? Because I want to live a life that's fully integrated and fully aligned, where I can be at peace and at freedom and just release all of this stuff. I don't want to carry it around anymore. I don't want to carry around negative thoughts about my body. I don't want to carry around insecurity. I don't want to carry it. I want to be free of it. And so it's, okay, well, how do I connect with my body again? How do I take back that power, and how do I own my body and say, no, my body belongs to me. It does not belong to any man. It doesn't belong to my husband. It doesn't belong to a man on the street pumping gas who wants to catcall. My body belongs to me. And so how do I reintegrate and be in touch with my body instead of disconnected, which is where I'm currently at and what I'm working on. So one of the things I realized is a way to do that is to be present in my body, because I didn't even realize I was disconnected from my body because it's with me all the time. So I didn't know that I was emotionally disconnected from it. And so the first step I'm taking is that of being more in touch with the sensations within my body. So for example, in our family, we've implemented the 10-second hug. And so when I hug my kids goodnight, or when I hug my husband goodbye, I will literally, my son will count out loud and we'll say, give me a 10-second hug. Or if my son is wanting extra snuggles, he'll say, I want a 20-second hug. And I will allow myself to process and feel what that hug feels like, to take it in. And that's me becoming more in tune with my body and becoming more connected with my body, so that I can own my power and I can let go of those things. So if any of you are realizing that you're struggling with that too, and that there's a disconnection between self and body, whether it's due to a trauma, whether it's due to an eating disorder, or whatever it is that triggered it for you, if you're realizing that that's where you're at, I just want you to know you're not alone, and that there's things you can do. And as I'm learning, I am going to hopefully help to teach you guys. And so one of the things that I've learned, and one of the things that you can try, is to do a 10-second hug. And when you're in the hug, really be present. And you'll feel, like I can feel right about 8 seconds is when my body gives way to the hug and takes in that love and that embrace. And so that's how I'm realizing I can reconnect with my body and make it my own and reclaim that power. So I hope that helps. And if you guys have ideas and you want to share them, please feel free to comment below. If you have a story or an aha moment that you want to share, I would love to hear it and share that with you. I believe we're a team, and I believe we're in this together. So I'm learning from you guys, and I hope that you're learning from me. All right, take care and have a great day.